out at the Fairfield County Infirmary, and I am just about to get on this bus, which you might recognize it, American Horror Story fans. This is Twisty's bus from, you know, Twisty the scary clown. This is his bus. And we're starting some really cool new stuff for RU and Fairfield and Madison, and we're about to do it in here. And I am just about to do a wasp check to make sure there aren't wasps in here. So I'm gonna do that. All right, this is actually super scary just because I don't want to make sure there aren't wasps in here. Okay, good job, Hollywood. This is a really cool bus. Woo! Okay. All right. In Twisty's bus, I was once on top of this bus, and that was oh my gosh, it's actually kind of scary in here. I don't see any bees or bees nests, so that's good. That means that this is great. And we're about to utilize this cool Hollywood set for some cool Fairfield County Infirmary things. So I'm gonna do that. I've been part of this journey with Adam to find these properties and make them something that reflects what we did, that we loved for so long. And it's been really cool to see people come through and, you know, they take pictures of these places, and some of them ghost hunt, and some of them just come to appreciate the historical value. There's just so much there, and I know that it's unique, and I know that it's different, and some people think it's a bit strange, and I guess maybe it is, but then I think art generally is, and I think, you know, if there's anything that you learn whenever you're a ghost hunter, it's that life is really, really short. So if something it just catches your attention, and it's something that you find makes you feel alive, and it's like, it's your passion, then why not pursue it? You know, why not? So it's been cool to see Adam realize that dream, and here's to step 2. I'm here with Dylan, talking about Madison and talking about Fairfield and all the behind the scenes of Resident Undead and all the stuff that we do that you never get to see because we never made a channel about it. So that's what we're doing right now, and soon you'll see this whole thing.
I'm Dylan. We're at Fairfield County Infirmary, where I'm a volunteer and also tour guide.
I'm Amanda, and I'm a volunteer here at Fairfield County Infirmary.
FCI, to someone who's never heard anything about it before, I'd have to say is a place that is filled of sadness, hopelessness, and also wrapped up in a little bit of fear, depending on how you were treated here at the infirmary. But I also believe that a part of it is also inviting for the right individuals who actually want to learn about the folks that did stay here as well. I believe that I am very much in the infancy stage of understanding what exactly it means to become a ghost hunter, but when you surround yourself with professionals, you're only going to be better than what you were time before. I think that it's one of the easiest ways to be able to go and test your limits of fear. So one of the scariest things I ever witnessed whenever I was here was when I was first understanding that I could actually see what I believe is being missed, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's different types of energy that's just rotating within itself. But I remember that one time I decided that I was going to start being a little bit more brash with one of the spirits that are here. And what I noticed is that the more aggravated I made it, the thicker the fog and the higher that it was getting, up until it was actually about eye level with me. So I would say that would have to be one of my scariest moments here. I didn't last very long after that.
So I've seen some ghost hunting shows and stuff on TV, and I know that they use like those little spirit boxes or like SB7s, and they make that like white noise, like the ch-ch-ch-ch, which is really hard for me to understand if anything comes through. And I was actually introduced to Fent, who makes these like hacked radio boxes and stuff that scans the AM FM frequencies, and it doesn't have that loud white noise sound, so it actually makes when when the spirits come through, their voice is much more clear, and I love it because I can understand that so much easier.
It gives the spirits a way to be able to communicate with us through the white noise. There's also times that there's pieces of the box that can actually be infused from other haunted places as well. So sometimes when you're communicating with things, you might actually be communicating with something from that original location, not even the location that you're currently at.
Cool.
My experience so far after purchasing a box from the legendary Jeff Fent has been a tool, a medium for us to be able to go and communicate with something that's here at the Fairfield County Infirmary and other locations. There's times that a lot of the things that come through are relevant, but then there's also times that things have came through that are a little bit more on the eerie or creepy side. So I think it's one of those things that you need to definitely respect. Think about your questions appropriately and such, but I definitely think that it's a useful tool.
Here comes Amanda. Hey. Oh, hey! So I'm here at Fairfield County Infirmary today with Amanda, and we are starting to build out some cool stuff for our next project, which is just a bunch of behind the scenes and investigations and just stuff from Fairfield and from Madison. And so right now we're at Twisty's bus, and I'm going to continue to ask Amanda a million questions, and you shall see the results at some point. Okay, bye. Look at Twisty's mirror. This is a really great mirror. Like, really cool.
So I'm part of the Fairfield County Infirmary crew here, and I've been a volunteer for about a year now since Adam Kimmell bought the building. Fairfield County Infirmary, it was actually an infirmary or poorhouse for the first 157 years of its existence. Adam Kimmell purchased the building, and now, you know, he's renovating it so it becomes a living museum and keeps living through history. It wasn't until I actually started spending time in the infirmary here behind me that I really fully truly started believing in ghosts. I had just walked past the door up in the attic, and the door just started swinging wildly, and there was actually like a latch on it, and it was just going in circles. It was like somebody smacked it, and I turned around, and the two other people that I was up there with were nowhere near the door, and they were just as spooked as I was. And then another time I actually saw, I can't really say it was a shadow, it was almost like a solid figure. I had walked past like this doorway, and I was gazing out the window as I walked past, and it kind of followed me like through the room, and I thought that it was my reflection in the window, but I stepped back, and it didn't step back with me. So like I said, it was kind of solid. It wasn't really just a shadow, but it was like a solid figure, and I was the only one back there, so it wasn't a living person. So I don't like to go in that room by myself anymore. We're back here.
Well, I'm gonna lock in.
These
So.
trees. Oh. I'm gonna like sit in there.
Amanda and I are doing some interviews so that we can start to build the story of Fairfield County Infirmary and Madison Seminary and all the amazing people behind the scenes and all the cool things that happen that you never see. So right now I'm locking Amanda in a cage like I'm Twisty, the clown from American Horror Story. Ooh. Okay, Amanda interviews, take 1. If you were talking to a complete stranger about Fairfield, what would you say?
I would say that it's a almost 40,000 square foot brick building with a lot of history, and it'd be really hard to explain what you can feel inside that building without actually going to it yourself. Sometimes I can go in there by myself and have no issues at all. Other times I don't even want to go through the doorway. But I can honestly say I haven't gone through the building completely by myself ever in my whole time that I've been involved with the building. It really just depends. Is it light out when we're going through this, or is the sun down? Because it's got a totally different vibe depending on the day. If the Freak Show episode was like real life, like based on real life, this would be absolutely terrifying. Well, I mean, okay, so as a normal human, I think we play out these scenarios that, you know, being abducted or being followed or anything like that, right? But one, this is just a set, and I'm kind of creeped out knowing the history behind it. But if this was real, like, if somebody just hit you over the head on like a nice walk or something and then dragged you to a bus like this and caged you in the back.
You actually have like a coveted box.
Yes.
I want to hear about your box.
My Jeff box.
Your Jeff box.
If anybody's familiar with Jeff Fent, he builds these awesome radios. That I don't know the magic fully behind how it works, but you can use it to actually speak to the spirits. And this particular box that my husband and I have has a piece of wood from the Eloise hospital, and it is fantastic. And actually, when we first brought it home, it told us that the box was home, and it felt secure. So it was very interesting to have that kind of immediate interaction with it. And we've brought it into Fairfield County Infirmary a couple times and had some pretty good sessions with it. To me, it's easier to understand than like the spirit boxes and those kinds of things, because you don't have that like like white noise in it. It's just a radio, like silence, and then the voices come through pretty clearly. So it's really nice to have, and I love it.
Are these? Oh no, these are probably not Twisty's clowns. These are probably from somebody else coming in here and recreating.
I don't know, because I think he had balloons.
Didn't he? Oh my god.
Ew.
Wow. It's so realistic. Look at that. It's like melted into the ooh. Do you consider yourself a ghost hunter?
An amateur ghost hunter, maybe. A hobby, maybe. I'm definitely down for a ghost investigation when one's going on. Would I do it by myself? Probably not.
Hi, my name's Amanda, and I'm like an amateur ghost hunter, and I'm not single. So, like a dating video. So I was just thinking, like, if you were to call me up and we were to go on a date, I was thinking the best place we could possibly go is Fairfield County Infirmary. Like, so romantic. Let's see. Let me just walk you through what a date night at Fairfield County Infirmary would look like. So, you know, sunset around here is just so beautiful. It's lovely. So I was just thinking maybe we could pack us a little picnic, you know, like a little sparkle water, and we could watch the sunset, and then we could watch the stars. You know, we can lay a little blanket out and watch the stars up in the scariest part of the building, but it would be so sweet.
So, at the date night at the Fairfield County Infirmary, I would open the door for you, because I'm that kind of lady, and walk you through a dimly lit, nicely enchanted building. Might take you to the jail cell, maybe light a few candles. Depending on how the night's going, you might end up in the morgue or the funeral area alone, because I might hit the road.
So if we were to have a romantic date, we could have a tea party. I could brew us some tea, and we could sit with some of the really nice dollies that are in there, like really nice dolls. And we could talk about how lucky we are to have found each other among these porcelain beauties. We could, you know, we couldn't light some candles because you're not really supposed to have like fire, but we could get some battery operated candles, and we could hold hands and talk about nice things.
Then we would do an epic tour of Marco Polo.
Marco.
I'm Amanda, and you should come on my tours and not waste your time watching this guy, because I'm the best, and on my tours you might get some funny things because I'm hilarious. He's not.
My name's Dylan, and I'm going to tell you, don't waste your time listening to her tour. I am the A1 class.
What? God. I'm the best tour guide, so don't waste your time on this loser here.
I'm the best tour guide because, let's be honest, who doesn't want to see this face?
Please.
All laughing matters aside, I give the better tours. I'm going to give you more history, I'm going to be more personable, and honestly, there's just only the top place for someone, and that someone's me.
Whatever! That is not fair.